Okay, let's keep this series on the channel going for Guilty Gear. A new season of DLC means more character themes, so I'm going to be looking at Season 4's themes and talking about what they mean for each character. So let's just get straight into it with the first character of Season 4, Queen Dizzy. Oh, and also I just wanted to give a brief shout out slash thank you to the lyric videos that I've used in this one. So shout out to Cloud Drop, to Ronan Finney, Synergy Gaming, and Mugen Co for their videos. All of them will be linked in the description as well. Dizzy's song, Radiant Dawn, if I had to sum it up in a sentence, is all about the love she holds for her family. I believe the starting lyrics describe her post-exurd and the future possibilities that await her as the newly crowned queen of Vialatia? I'm not sure, I can't remember how they pronounce it. In contrast to the first verse, I think the chorus is Dizzy briefly reflecting on her past, on the persecution she faced in the events of the X series of games due to her nature as a gear, that is, until she met a certain someone. With the remainder of the chorus essentially saying that she's perfectly content with her place now, with her husband to support her and the love of her family. The second verse could be delving into what could have been, the potential for Dizzy to inherit her mother, Justice's place as a threat to humanity. These negative thoughts quickly leave her though, in place of the more positive ones in the form of Kai and what lies ahead in their relationship. In between, we even get an allusion to her past via audio, with the inclusion of her old theme, Or of She. This is very important since now the lyrics are emphasising the tough times she faced back then, but if that's what she's had to go through to get to where she is now, she has no qualms accepting that. She's in a place of comfort now and has everything that she ever wanted, her family. Venom's always been portrayed as a serious, stoic character. A former member of the Assassin's Guild, he now lives a much quieter life as a baker. Most of the world is under the impression that he died during the events of Exod. The first verse, I think, is trying to reflect his analytical, straightforward kind of mindset. The suitcase line is, I think, a metaphor. If you have a small suitcase, you have to decide what's truly essential to you, so that's the way you'll know what means the most to you. If you want to explore all life has to offer, choose a big one to accept more experiences. He does have a secret aside from his past now. During the cover of night, he acts as a vigilante, the Phantom, keeping the town safe from criminals, and though this might seem small time, quote unquote, compared to his former life, the close-knit nature of his community connects him more to others. The upcoming lyrics, I feel, being a pretty literal example of this. I'm a phantom now living a new kind of life. All my work has sunk to the size of an ant. Always after it finally left my head, I came to understand life more profoundly than when it was a warrior. The chorus is very contemplative in nature. Venom spent most of his life as an assassin and dedicated to Zato, but he's always had a softer quality to his character. His position and strive isn't a complete erasure of his former self. Those aforementioned qualities are still plain to see, hence the lines. Despite this, he's not seeking to atone from his past actions. His desire to protect his town is stemming from a truly selfless place. Now we get to my favourite part of the song. Can share with many others. I thought it was atrocity. I thought it was lonely. Sometimes I thought it was special. But it's just another like everyone else. It's just way to be called one day. I should accept the fact that I'm tragic, lonely, and special at the same time. This whole part is all about self-acceptance. Venom's the prime number here. He has special talents, yeah, but he's been no stranger to loneliness. From being orphaned to his unrequited feelings for Zato, I think for a long time, Venom likely felt he wouldn't be able to form meaningful connections given his former profession. But at the end of the day, he is still human. Just a number like everyone else, and he's found his calling in the form of baking. So with a new beginning with an unlikely friend in Robokai, he's come to realise the small part he has to play in the world is special in and of itself. Spoilers for those who haven't seen the Guilty Gear anime, by the way. I mean, the game tells you what you really need to know, but still. The original character from the anime Guilty Gear Dual Rulers, Yunica is the daughter of Kai and Dizzy and the sister of Sin. Her theme, Carpe Diem, is a Latin phrase literally meaning seize the day. As far as I know, I don't think there's official lyrics or a common consensus for this one yet, so there's a couple of different interpretations of what the lyrics are out there, so I'll talk about kind of the differences as and when and what I personally like more, that sort of thing. The first verse describes the world Yunica came from, a devastated future ruined from Gears being forced to go berserk. We then get a glimpse into how she is as a person in her current circumstance, her intense determination, and that travelling to the past was definitely the right call for her. Whereas right after, we get a brief reference to her role as a misguided antagonist in the Dual Rulers anime. I've heard she layers and she lives, but I like she is her darkness personally. They all get across the idea that she was willing to do some drastic things for what she thought was the greater good, but I feel she is gets that across the best. Also, I think the pound the ground lyric is akin to the synonym hit the ground running, meaning to immediately start something with full commitment, which does suit Yunica. This verse is probably the most unclear as to what the lyrics are, but the interpretation I get is that Unica's trauma is easier for her to manage, not only from her connection to her family, but the bond she's built with Bridget specifically, though this hasn't changed her will to fight. I believe this next bit is much easier to understand, simply going over her admiration for her father. This will be a bit of a reoccurring element since her family is so important to her character. It's what gives her the will to push forward. We get another nod to her original role as an antagonist. She was literally fooled into that role, and her hatred of Gears was foolish. Since she discovers that, being Kai and Dizzy's kid, she is part Gear. I've heard two main interpretations of this bit. If it's I needed wings and I'll hold your shine, it would be her carrying on her parents' legacy and her accepting her nature as part Gear, since her Gear form does have wings, much like her mother. And if it's I'll lead the way or their way and I'll walk beside, it would be literally sharing that alongside her parents and her brother. The instrumental carries this point home using segments of Radiant Dawn, Holy Orders, Kai's theme from Guilty Gear X. Or of She. And Meet Again, the theme of Justice, respectively. The next part of the song is my personal favourite. She's now firmly placed in this much happier time for her, and I've heard debates on the lyrics of this too, but I can't think of any better interpretation than this. Whatever the official lyrics are, they describe the qualities that she loves of Kai, Dizzy, and Sin in that order. She's changed her future. In other words, seize the day. Lucy doesn't have an original theme, it's just Cyberpunk songs put into Strive, but she has the most in-depth arcade mode out of all of the cast. Her story takes place after the events of the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime, spoilers for the ending of that by the way. She's going through networks in a deep dive, either looking for information or reminiscing on the comrade she lost during the events of the anime. She somehow accidentally ends up making her way into the backyard, and in order to save her life, she was placed into Guilty Gear's world by Asuka. She's plopped in front of Soul, who isn't the most welcoming of people, but she does end up forming a friendship with Axel, of all people, which does actually make sense. He's probably the most similar to her in terms of how they ended up in this world, so Axel can empathise with what she's going through. She gets 3 chapters of her arcade mode story, ending with Asuka finding her and getting ready to send her back to her own world, ending with oh my. This was the only song I really liked from Edgerunners. That and I don't know any music from the actual Cyberpunk game, but I do like that she has something unique to say about every character in her victory quotes. Very much reads as a normal person learning about the Guilty Gear lore, and that is hilarious to me. She has loads of great interactions, and some of my favourites include Asuka,
Science and magic? Not exactly compatible, those two. And then again, maybe one and the same. Power like this falls outside a Netrunner's expertise. Lucky for me, overconfidence trips up even the mightiest.
Bridget,
Yo-yo's an odd choice, but whatever works. Wait, you do bounty work? So will skills like yours translate to big paydays. Might even have what it takes to make a name on my turf. Maybe.
Gold Lewis,
So yeah, the coffin, circle back to that. First I gotta know, the hell's inside it? Telling me little green men are actually blue? Your data calls it a UMA. Care to spill?
Ramlethal,
Thought the data looked strange. Like you were engineered for a purpose. But no, you were definitely born. Programming overwritten by emotions. Care to explain?
Axel,
Oh, that swagger. And yet you held back. What the? Your dad is all over the place. And you're a hopeless romantic? Yeesh, you're a total mess, June.
Faust.
Using medtech for combat. Odd stuff. Sorry, I understand now. There's no changing the past, only the road ahead. You know, you wouldn't even be the strangest Ripper Doc in Night City.
Sin.
Took you for another meathead, but you got skills. Wait. You're how old? No sign of data decay. It's legit. But not even a full-body chrome conversion could explain this. What are you?
Aber.
I get if you're human, artificial, mix of both, whatever. But Agenic acts with a mind its own? Sentient or not, actually marrying it is crazy. Of course, what is love if not a little crazy?
Dizzy.
Yeah, could tell you weren't normal from the jump. Huh? A half-year hybrid? Built-in defenses, a queen's best friend. Heavy as the crown, but you got guts.
Johnny.
Nova, a skirt chaser and a thief. That speed though, like popping a reflex booster. Plus that quick draw, damn chum. Well, good thing I'm a skirt. Appreciate you going easy on me.
Testament.
Gonna take ages to sift through this data. Jeez, you got terabytes on your hobbies alone. Jealous. Must be nice having nothing but time. Maybe one day, when the world's a little less crazy.
Jacko.
A fractured psyche or failed data transfer. Artificial, kinda like doll tech, almost. You're a vessel that houses another soul. Even so, you choose to be yourself.
Kai.
Gotta say, not what I'd expect of royalty. Looks like you've been living on the edge. Takes a lot of guts to hold on to hope like you have. You'd survive longer than most in Night City.
Zato 1.
Never seen shadows move like that before. Hold up, you flatlined once? Someone put your soul back in your meat. But something inside you changed. Did the same person really come back?
Eno.
Flashy stuff, total chromatic rock vibes. Data's pretty noisy. Distorted even. Listen, not really any of my biz, but Night City could use a rocker girl like you.
Happy Chaos.
Finally, a fighting style I'm used to. Strange though. Scans turning up zilch. This data's shaky as all hell. Thanks for wasting my time, Chun.
Elfeld.
Talk about deja vu. You have a sister? Same structure, different directive. Don't know who wrote your code. But it's some unhinged shit, and I kinda love it.
And Venom.
Fighter, performer, man, pick a lane. An assassin turned baker? Cream backstory. Those trick shots were tough to track, truly. And that Robochum of yours, he was a thorn in my ass too.
For the themes, my favourite changes day to day, to be honest with you. Right now, I have to say Carpe Diem is my favourite, followed extremely closely with 10th of Myself. Radiant Dawn, and then the cyberpunk stuff. Really not my type of music, aside from I really want to stay at your house. Playstyle-wise, Unica is definitely my favourite, followed by Lucy. And then they're about the same, but probably Queen Dizzy, then Venom. Zoning just is not my go-to playstyle usually. So instead of a Season 5, or this being the last of the updates for Strive, we're getting a Strive 2.0 sometime next year, which really surprised me. I thought they'd keep making seasons or ended at 4 with their first third-party character, but I guess the game did so well, Oxus couldn't resist going back to their old format with X up to Accent Core and Xrd up to Rev 2, with like the sequel games that are also updates. And we already know 2 of the new characters that will be joining the roster, Magal Jam, and surprisingly, considering he's in the game, Robo-Kai, full body and all. I really did not expect that, holy shit. I personally want Zappa. I don't know how they'd reintroduce him, but I think he would just be really fucking funny with his animations. I just want to see him skittle along the floor and be silly. Coon would be cool. I feel like Raven is pretty likely. I don't know why, and I'm not fussed one way or the other. I just have a gut feeling. Same with Answer. I just have that same little gut feeling that he's going to make it in, and I couldn't tell you why I feel this way. I've got Jam, and that was my only request for new characters, as I said in the previous video on Season 3's themes, so I'm all set. I personally don't mind who else comes in. And of course, with Lucy's edition, they've opened up the floodgates for third parties now, so maybe that would be a fun video in the future, like trying to gauge what third parties would suit Guilty Gear, so let me know if you guys want that. But I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like, subscribe for more, and if you want to know my thoughts on the previous character themes, I've got a video going over Season 1 and 2, and then another one on Season 3. There should be a Guilty Gear playlist also, so you can just watch them all in one go. Maybe I'll put all of them into one video, like a big compilation. Also, please let me know if you guys would like that before Strife 2.0. But again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.